I'm in. I've got my painting gear on. Because we're painting the fence, aren't we?
Yeah.
Another little job. Do you know how all these jobs lead on to other jobs?
Yeah, but you are a pain in the arse.
Thanks.
Joking. No, but I'm better at painting the fence than you. I'm quick. So I shall finish off to the end of the road today. Once we finish this. Anyway, come on then. You better to get your spreadsheet out.
I can't see that from here, so you're going to have to
that's
do
fine.
Notes and stuff.
That's all right. I'll guide the
Bring
way.
up the subject.
Okay, don't go into too much detail though. Okay, so our summer holiday 2022
Well, no, let's do a tad more exciting than that. Hello!
No, because that just sounds naff.
What? You do something then.
No, okay. Our summer holiday 2022 is looming. It's within a month. And yes, we didn't manage to get overseas last year. The last time we went is 2020. So we'll be leaving in a month. Just me and Steve and David.
I'm like a spoiled kid because it's like weeks to go now.
Yes.
You get excited.
I don't get as excited as Steve. Once we're there in Italy particularly, I shall love it. I like Italy very much.
Well, you're telling people where we're going then?
Yes, we're going to France, Italy, France, home.
Yes, we are. That sounds really boring. Should we do that bit again?
No.
There we go. Cold water. Through now.
Look.
So we're going to France. But not just a little bit of France. Halfway down France, aren't we?
Yeah.
And across the border. Through the Mont Blanc tunnel.
I thought you were going to mention that.
Over to Lake Garda. What?
I thought you were going to mention Mont Blanc.
No.
Okay.
The Mont Blanc tunnel. The
Yes.
bit that goes underneath the Mont Blanc mountain. Do that. And then over to Lake Garda in Italy.
Yes. We stay at a site called La Fornella, which we've been to twice before.
Fabulous site.
It is a good site.
You'll see. It's brilliant.
Yes, you'll see in great detail. Soon.
I'm gunning now, waiting for you to lead the way.
Okay, so we will start our holiday by travelling to a campsite near the Eurotunnel. So we're there, and we'll just pitch up overnight.
I suppose you'll spin back a little bit, haven't we, before all that. An awful lot of planning does have to go into going to a site abroad, or in our case, sites abroad, right? And we started this. Would you believe in 2022, last year, 21, because all our plans got scuppered, didn't they? But luckily, we booked through the Caravan and Motorhome Club. Now, praise where praise is due, or credit where credit's due. They, no quibbles, refund the whole lot that they were in control of. The only thing they couldn't do was the train.
Eurotunnel.
The Eurotunnel, because obviously they don't control that.
But we knew that, didn't we? It was up front. We knew that. So we knew if we had to move or couldn't go, we could bump it to this year.
Which is what they... So they moved it till December, which is when kind of all this started. And then at the beginning of December, we then moved it to the actual dates that we wanted, and then paid the difference. So we had the tunnel, but we didn't have any sites. So that's where we started down that road of where do we want to go, even though it was the middle of winter. Right. But there we go. It's all done and dusted and paid for.
Yeah.
So where are we going?
We are going to. We've split it into roughly 4 to 5 hour driving slots. So we'll go overnight, get up early, go to Eurotunnel, go across, drive for 4 hours to our first site in France, which is just an overnighter.
Yep.
And then we'll go about 4 hours down to our next site, which is in a place called Nadens. I think it's called La Colombière. We've been there several
just outside
times.
of Geneva in Switzerland, but on the French side. This is where we'll base ourselves for a couple of nights before we then go through the Mont Blanc tunnel over to Lake Garda.
Yeah, into northern Italy, and down to Lake Garda, and you feel the temperature change massively, don't you, once you get down. Pitch up, and we'll be there for a week, and then from there we'll retrace our steps to Nadens and stay there for 3 nights.
Yes.
And then we'll retrace our steps to another site close to Calais.
Not too close to Calais,
Yeah,
and all the immigrants and things like that, just outside, about an hour or so away, and then
Yeah.
then across.
Then we go across, and from there we won't stay overnight. We'll go once we've landed. We're not landing. Once we've come through the tunnel, we'll come straight home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd pass on some of the prelim stuff that we've done already, just to give you a bit of a flavour as to what's involved in doing all this. And then we'll pause there and wait for Fiona to put a watch back on.
My watch just
I don't
fell
know
off.
why
It just fell off.
you felt the need to put it on right now.
Yeah, okay, well, just being natural and authentic, aren't we? And then what do we do? Well, COVID, you have to think about that still.
Yes. Now the rules have changed again and again and again since we started this process in December through to now. So obviously there are now no rules when you leave the UK, which is good in one sense. Also when you get to France, there's not much you need to do there. Italy, you do need the FPP whatever mask.
PF2 masks or something.
Anyway, I've got them in the cupboard. Ordered them off Amazon, box of 10. Where you go. So they're covered. They're up there. There's some in the glove box in the car. Now, also from a COVID point of view, do you remember these advanced passenger forms that came out? Do you remember we had to fill it in Brittany on the ferry on the way back?
Yes.
In 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A nightmare. The advanced passenger things, so your passport, your name, and all that manure. And in doing a little bit of research from other motorhome and caravan sites as well, and forums and things like that, I'm reading that the Eurotunnel asks you to fill in advanced passenger information. So obviously I've got all the information and payment plans and all the rest of it for the sites that we already booked through the Caravan and Motorhome Club. No mention of this API stuff, so I rung them up and said, what about that? And she goes, oh yeah, you've got to fill one of those in. We'll provide you with an email with a link on it and a unique password which is just for you. And then you go on and you have a look at the advanced passenger information on the Eurotunnel site. Now what is annoying is because there are 3 of us going, so when I looked into this and clicked on the link, put the password in, it came up with 3 people's names. Now I have no idea who Mr. and Mrs. Grozny are, right? So I deleted all 3 of them and then added all 3 of us, right? And then it said document or part 1 completed. Part 2 is, if you recall, the NHS app has got a little transport section. You download a PDF or send it to your phone. I have to download the PDF and then upload it onto their site, but no more than 72 hours prior to leaving. So there are still some oddities from a COVID point of view that still need to happen. So from what I can see at the minute, with a few weeks to go, I think this is about as much as we're going to get. Some API information required at Eurotunnel to get into France. We'll cover their asses probably. And then in France, it says, in Italy, it says you need those particular masks. Now I don't know whether that's for out and about or just for public transport or whatever, but either way we're going to be in our caravan, so I'm not wearing a mask inside my car. No,
but I suppose the one downside is that the Caravan and Motorhome Club didn't tell us this information. If you hadn't been such a research monkey that you are, we wouldn't have known it.
No.
We wouldn't have known it. We wouldn't have known about this advanced passenger information upload 72 hours before.
Well, the thing is, I only found this out because there was one of the guys talking about the concierge service in the services at Folkestone before you get on the train. If you haven't got your pass or your API information filled in, they have a concierge service. And they were saying, well, by the way, it's only open from whatever hours till, and we're going the early hours of the morning, and the good chances are that wouldn't be open anyway.
Yeah.
So that's where I found out. Anyway, that aside,
So we've done that, and so if you're going anywhere or thinking of going anywhere, do check out all of that. Don't just rely on whoever you've booked through to give you all the information.
Yes. I'm going to move because I'm getting a bit hot here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I can just see you.
Okay.
You're in the shadow.
I'm comfortable, it's fine. I'm alright.
Okay, what's next?
Okay,
what else
next is, what prep do you do to the caravan before we go?
Well, first thing is do, which I've just started to do on now, is to remove all the carpets. Because believe me, nice warm toasty feet is not what you're going to need when it's 40 odd degrees in Italy. So saving all that weight. Also, all the other stuff, like all the heaters and that, all gone. You ain't going to need any of that. In fact, you're going to need your fans, right? But we'll have an air conditioning unit as well as fans.
Yeah.
So there's that part of it.
Yeah. Anything else?
In terms of the awning, now this is going to sound really, really odd. We've discovered after all these years, you take the big awning, see the massive one down the sides, but the back half of it will be netting, right? So because you don't want all that heat, and then a bit of security at this end. We'll just have the normal awning sides up that we have, the freezer and all that stuff, because we're not going to bother with the freezer in that little fridge. We have our own one as well, so we'll be taking that.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, we take a...
So is this holiday really, really boring?
Yes. We do take our own freezer, which sits in the awning. One of these big box things.
Yes.
For drinks mainly, because the little freezer in the fridge, when you're in a really, really hot country, it's just no good. So we always take that. We take an air conditioning unit.
Yep.
Which you've probably seen if you watched any of the films. You've seen it before. That's still working, so that'll be here, sort of over here, and that's really good. That keeps us going. Plus a couple of little fans. We sometimes put the fan out there if we eat, because we eat outside.
So yeah, sometimes
quite a lot.
Well, that's the thing with that fridge. Once it's converted into a fridge rather than a fridge freezer, we go to supermarkets. Their own supermarkets.
Yeah, that
food,
nice.
Their salads is brilliant.
Yeah, we'll come on to that. And the other thing to take, if you're at all prone to being bitten by bugs, like mosquitoes, like I am, take your bug lights and things like that to frighten them away.
All that will be coming in. So.
Yeah, take your bug spray, stuff you spray on, and your bug cream, because I have had one occasion where I had like 20 odd bites on each leg. I think that was actually in France. But they seem to like me.
They do.
And even though we've got one of those things that kills the buggers when we can see them, they still seem to find me and decide that I'm dinner.
In fact, that reminds me, I must put a new battery in that bug bat.
Yeah.
And if you haven't got one, it's called the Executioner. Absolutely superb. Enough said. Move on.
Okay, so those are bugs. Right, money. Let's talk about money and spending money. How we sort of deal with that type of thing.
We have a nationwide flex account, so this is one of the ones you pay for, but one of the bonuses on that is you get a Flex Plus card, which you can stick into any one of them ATM machines over there, and you get money out in euros, and there is no cost. So we just take minimal money just to get us going, and just visit their bank machines using that card, and away you go.
Yeah, you can use it as a debit card.
Which reminds me, actually,
and we have a credit card, don't we?
Right, so we have a credit card, which is part of the Flex Plus stuff, which also allows you to take money on credit cards if you want to, at zero cost as well.
Or pay for things on credit card without the exchange fees.
Yeah. And I'm beginning to, there's another one that I'm beginning to use now called Monzo, which is an account, current account, and you can pay for things on card as well. But they actually pay you a little bit of money as well. So they're charging you for the interest rate. They actually give you a little bit back, because they obviously can buy the money cheaper elsewhere. But I'm going to have a double with that this year and just see what happens. We also have a tag for the car, which will cover all the French motorways. It does say it's made by the ATMB, right, who are the same people who have links with the Mont Blanc tunnel, so maybe it will cover all that as well. But either way, that's the credit card payment you pay when you get back, so it's like a bill.
Yeah, it's just really, it saves you time. You slowly, you can go up to the tags on the motorway tolls it opens up, and then you get home and a month later you get a bill for all those tolls.
It just saves a waiting in all them humongous queues
Yeah.
to get through the tolls. You can just get in the paid lanes and away you go.
Yeah, so it's really worth doing in France. In Italy, though, it's a bit different, isn't it? You do get taxed. You get a toll in Italy for driving a twin axle caravan, don't you, on their motorways?
Yeah, we got caught out a couple of years ago, didn't we? If you're a single axle caravan, then you'd have kind of got charged at a car rate, which is fine. But because ours is a twin axle, we get charged at the HGV rate, which is not bloody cheap.
I reckon I got a feeling last time we did it was something like €87 each way.
Well, let's just hope it's a surprise this time.
Oh yeah, let's hope it's a good
It's bound to be a
surprise.
surprise, but
Yeah.
whether it's a good one or not, we'll see.
Because after all, we are only driving the caravan through Italy on 2 journeys to the site, away
And
from
back.
the site.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. All the in-between sites. So there are extra costs on being on European roads, and there's also the green thing to think about, isn't there?
There is. Now, I'm going to refer to Crit Air, C-R-I-T Air. It's a sticker that I got on the car, and you buy it for the lifetime of the car, which only costs €4 or €5. There is an app, which I'll show you, which is all to do with clean air zones, which are mostly in cities. So if you take day trips out, there's a good chance you'll get penalised, and it's quite hefty fines if you don't pay those. So I get one in advance for all the French sites. Certainly the ones on the site just south of Geneva, on the French side, there are people going around, wardens and things. I've seen them before. On this, if you drive into Switzerland, then you've got to have a vignette for your car and or your caravan if you're going to take both in. We won't be doing that. We'll be using public transport on the 2 days we got on the way there. Just go and have a look. Maybe go on a boat trip or something. Who knows? Around Switzerland. And obviously there's nothing like clean air zones in Italy yet. But anyway, there's that. So it's €4 to €5.
It's the same here. If people are coming here, there's now clean air zones in Bath.
Yeah, you
Clean
can
air
charge
zones
them.
in
Yeah,
London.
True.
You need to be aware of that. Well, other cities are doing it across the country, so you do need to have an awareness of green and sustainability, because that's going to get more, not less, isn't
Oh,
it?
exactly. On the previous car as well, we had one when we were going to Germany. You had to buy a German sticker as well, so you end up with loads of them. Could have on the side of your windscreen. But anyway, so there's that front.
What are we going to be taking this time that we've never taken before then, Steve?
No idea what you're talking
I'll
about.
give a clue.
A rowing boat. I'm not taking a rowing boat.
No, you take rowing boats for walks, don't you? No, come on.
See previous... anyway.
See our previous film, 2019 holiday in
We
Cornwall.
have the paddle boards, which are going to be going in instead. Obviously, we're on Lake
Garda.
So rather than the lake itself, they have a little reservoir, which is where all the Italians go. More on that when we get to it, but beautiful neck of the woods that was. And you can take the paddleboard straight onto that. And there you go.
I won't be paddleboarding. I'll either be watching and reading from the edge of the reservoir, or I will be sat in our lovely awning surrounded by netting and fans reading my latest book, which I will be sharing, I'm sure, in a book review with you. And I predict I'll get through 3 books during the 2-week period, I think.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we're on holiday, so it makes no odds. So David already desperate to go on this trip.
Yeah. And what else have we got? Let's talk a little bit about food when we're away.
Yes. Well, we don't. Let me tell you how much cooking we're going to do. Be that much. So, yes, I will take a gas bottle, but I very much doubt I'll use it. And by the way, for the Eurotunnel, you got to actually disconnect it. You can't just turn up and get on there. You have to take it off. So I'll be doing that. But we'll take it.
We do a minimal amount of cooking. In both places, you can get wonderful morning croissant. I mean, big, proper, meaty croissant.
Still warm from the
pain au
bakery.
chocolat.
Oh, lovely.
For breakfast. So there won't be much sausage and bacon going on. Salads, they do fantastic salads. Find a supermarket and just have a wander around.
It's probably when the cooker will get turned on, just for the bits of chicken or
Yeah,
something like that, unless you're having it cold.
Sometimes I buy a big chicken skewer kebab, 2 or 3 of those, just take it all off and cook it, and we have a salad. And just their choices of salad, their big fat tomatoes.
I love the restaurants, proper
Yeah.
spaghetti, and even the pizza tastes nice.
But we do normally, when we're doing a journey, we'll usually buy from one of the supermarkets a pre-packed salad to take with us for the day for travelling, don't we?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the actual dinners.
Yeah.
Like lunchtime, like meal deal type things. You know, on the travelling days in the car.
Yeah, the
So
salads.
we can stop. We pull off at Ayres, don't we? Without
Yeah.
all the petrol stations
Yeah.
and that, and just there you go.
Eat, and then we find the salads are better than the actual sandwiches, aren't they?
God, yes.
Much nicer. So get yourself a little salad pot. They're quite nice. I'll often have breadsticks and a little bit of dressing that you pour on. So we do that food wise. Really, we live on salad and Italian food, croissant. We do eat out, don't we? On our site La Fornella, because we've been there before, they got a lovely little restaurant, also a takeaway pizza place, all overlooking the lake. So you do need to book it, and I dare say we'll do that 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, would have thought so.
Then what else do we do? Oh, clothing. For 2 weeks we only ever take a week's clothing. And this is the one holiday of the year when I will do a wash sort of halfway through, because you don't want to be carrying 2 weeks worth of clothing. So I always say to David, make sure you've got undies for 10 days, but clothes for a week. Now we're going to a really hot place, so you might take 1 pair of jeans, but it's all shorts, t-shirts, swimmies. They'll take their wetsuits. But you've said this year we've got to take some cold clothes as well. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, you saw that. Okay. Well, Dave's not here, so that's fine. I'll tell you what that is. So, on the way back from Italy, you know the Mont Blanc tunnel that we'll be going through? I bought a 2-day mountain pass for all of us. And the first one is to go actually up Mont Blanc all the way to the top. Chairlifts, and at the top there's...
Oh, I thought for 1 minute you meant I had to get crampons on and climb to the top of Mont Blanc. You can stick that up, you jacksy. No. That's fine.
So that's that. And day 2, in fact, on that one, they have... I don't know if we can get in it, but we'll have a go. There's a glass, I think they call it, I don't know, vacuum of death or something, I don't know. It's a glass box, floor, ceiling, walls that you walk into, and you can look straight down. Straight up. Okay. So that should be quite good.
Yeah. If you haven't got vertigo, it's going to be quite good.
So this is all based in Chamonix, which is under an hour away from where we're camping anyway.
Oh, okay. So that explains changes in temperatures then.
Because it might be quite cold up there. So, but as yet, I'm still yet to find out what the recommendations are. But it's just normal woolly pulley type stuff. If I have to say to him, "Can you bring your snorkel coat and all the rest of it?" He might go, "What? What?" Well, anyway. So that's that, and day 2 is another one, which is the train that goes all the way down through all the ravines and things. Should be quite a sight.
Oh, that should be good. Oh, okay. Well, when you go through the Mont Blanc tunnel, as you're winding up in your caravan and coming down, you can look up and see the glacier above you. It's a most strange sight, isn't it?
It is, and you can see loads of paragliders and things like that, or people jumping off.
So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it really is in parts really, really blue. And you look at it and think, really?
I'm just so looking forward to it. Should be great.
Should be fun. Well, that's a nice way to round things off, isn't it?
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, that is good.
But don't tell him.
No, I won't tell him. It's a complete secret until he feels.
Well, until you tell him you got to put the warm clothes in.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he'll ask why, because he'll moan, because he won't want to do that. Okay. So what other things are we planning to do? All right. You've told us about this surprise thing when we're back at Nadens. But in Italy, there are 2 things I want to do. 2.
Yes.
One is go to Sirmione, which is often known as Little Venice.
That place is just brilliant. What a great day out that is.
It's pretty, isn't it?
It's the ice creams.
Yeah. And you go there, they've got Italian ice cream. My advice to you is buy the smallest one, because even that's huge. And it melts really quick, doesn't it?
Do nothing.
No.
Not if you did quick.
Buy in the smallest one. And it's lovely to get there. And the other thing I want to do is we must go to an proper Italian market.
Oh, like we did last time.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I can't remember where it was. It wasn't that far away from where we were. And we're going to Verona, because I booked some train tickets out there as well.
Yeah, we're going to try Verona.
For shopping.
The other twice we've been to Venice, which is beautiful. You get the train into Venice. Train station's not much to look at, but when you come out of it, you're on the Grand Canal. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. You're in the middle of the Grand Canal. It's just fantastic.
This is a planning job, because I had to book, well, certainly the Venice tickets on the train. You get allocated seats and times. You have no choice. There is no standing. They don't have any of that. You're sat in the seat, and the train sometimes is full.
Yeah.
But anyway, Venice, I booked those in February or March, because as soon as they're available to buy, and the same with the Verona tickets. They don't cost that much, but it saved me driving all the way to Verona, possibly going through yet more tolls, and then how much to park the bloody thing, I don't know.
The markets are great. I always buy, it has to be done, some kind of dress or top, handbag and shoes. See, handbag and shoes. Even though I don't need a handbag and I don't need another pair of shoes, I'm bound to see something there I like.
Yeah, well, we haven't got much room to bring things back.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to bring in a week's worth of clothes so I can add to that. So at that time will just go really quickly that week, won't it?
It will, but come with us. You'll be able to see us boarding the train. I'll have my GoPro camera stuck all over it, so you can see actually getting on the thing itself, and obviously all the nice places we get to go and have a look at along the way as well. So yes, you'll be coming with us.
At least if you're thinking of it for yourself, you know, you've got some hints and tips to don't make some of the mistakes we made.
One of our most viewed YouTube videos has to be going to the ferry at night, all fully laden.
Yeah,
and what's involved in doing that?
Our night drive to Dover and getting on the ferry. I think that's one of our most watched films. It's got about 5,000 or 6,000
So I'll
views.
pop that at the end on the summary on, so you can just click on the link and away you go.
But in the meantime, you're going to see us in the Brecon Beacons. Because we've just had a break there, and you're going to see obviously the Brecon Beacons and a cat in the bag.
Oh, the Four Falls Walk as well. You must mention that.
Walk.
There are obviously 4 waterfalls, one of which you can actually go behind.
Yeah.
More on that to follow.
Yes, and the site we were on had a rather loud hidden aspect. We'll say no more. So like,
subscribe,
hit the little bell, and then you'll know when our next film goes live. Bye.
We'll see you next time. Bye.